Well, good evening, family. Good evening, family. This is your boy, D-Cot, coming all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana. Cold outside. Welcome to Cots Corner. This is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. Got a lot on my mind and a lot I want to share. First off, I want to give thanks to our sponsors, Matt Gaddis, State Farm Insurance, Wired to the Nines, and also Bigsy's Bar and Grill. Really appreciate the support that those have been giving us and appreciate all the care and the support. Without them, this show wouldn't be possible, but I got a lot I want to talk about tonight. I know that there's been a lot in the media about a lot of things that are outrage and feelings and all those things that are going on in the media conversation piece. I want to hit a few of those things. I'm not going to share my screen, but I've got some notes here, so I'm going to flip back and forth a little bit and ensure that I cover those things the right way. So first off, I'm going to cover a couple of things. I'm going to share just a couple of things I want to share, and I want people to think about how you feel when this is being said to you. I'm going to start off with two statements, both of them about 30 seconds. First off is this. You're at a press conference. You're at the NBA Finals. Man asks another man, if a snake bit your mom up towards her breast, would you be willing to suck the venom out to win a championship? Tell me how you feel. What's going on in your mind? What are you thinking? This is a press person asking Shaquille O'Neal in 2006 that exact question. Now, fast forward 20 years. This is a statement. This is Lynn Jones of the Jacksonville Free Press. Just want to tell you congratulations on your success, young man. I want to make sure that you hold your head up high. You guys had a most magnificent season. You did a great job out there today. You just hold your head up, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Duval, you the one. Keep it going. We got another season, okay? Take care and much continued success to you and the entire team. Ask yourself, how do you feel if you hear those two questions being stated in a press conference environment in the world of today that we are in? If you tell me that you're upset about a young lady giving a coach props, encouragement, support, saying something positive in today's world that we're in with all that's going on around us, all the negativity that's going on around us. If you're telling me you're upset about that, fine. Second part, I want to know how you feel about a man asking another man, if a snake bit your mother, not your friend, not your cousin, not your neighbor, your mother, in her breast, would you be willing to suck the venom out to win an NBA title? If you're not more upset at that statement / question versus that was said just 2 days ago, there may be something wrong with your character and how you see things in life. Okay. I'm going to share a few other things about what's going on with this situation. The first question that was asked of Shaquille O'Neal was from a hack named, what is this young man's name? I got to make sure. Eli Sekbach. He's been covering pseudo sports since 1997. More so a blogger, video guy, YouTuber. Asking those questions matter of fact, he asked that question because he's a jokester media person. Very few credentials. However, ask that question. Now, on the other hand, you've got a young lady from Detroit, Michigan, graduated in 1979. She is the associate director of the Jacksonville Free Press, which is an African-American newspaper. She's worked as a credentialed media member for more than 25 years. She's a member of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, and she also is a member of the Zeta Phi Beta sorority. Okay? She has her stock. She has her gas. She has her juice. So for the people that have gone after her and attacked her for being positive, being encouraging, there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with that young lady. All she did was trying to support a man who came into that press conference looking like death warmed over. He had tears in his eyes. His head was dropped. His shoulders were slumped. Clearly, she sees the signs and knows the signs of someone struggling emotionally, spiritually, and needing someone to pick them up. That's all she did. She didn't blast him. She didn't talk about any outside of the organization of things that he had going on. She didn't try to blame him for the loss of the game on that 4th and 2. She supported him. That's all she did. We have a man who asked another man about his mother, who has no credentials. This young lady has interviewed Barack Obama, Tiger Woods, and many others. So this is D. Cots saying that this is D. Cots saying this. If you feel like she was in the wrong, I wonder what you're going to say about this man who said that thing to Shaq as a man and his mother. So understand the fake anger, the fake vitriol. Oh, she's not a professional media member. She's a hack. How much is that because of her sex? How much of it is because what she said? Maybe some other things that came into play. She said what she said, and those people who went negative on her have made her go viral. She's been on Today's Show. She's been on ESPN. Pat McAfee supported her in a huge way, spoke loudly about supporting her, and he absolutely eviscerated the person who knocked her, which I'm okay with because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's fine. But when you start being negative about someone who's doing something positive, I got a little problem with that. I'm not going to go all deep, down the rabbit hole with this. Isaiah brought it up the other day, and I just thought, I said, man, I remember seeing this story, and my first response was, oh, that's really nice for her to say that. That's very encouraging for that man who put himself in a position to win that game, but unfortunately lost by a better team. That's all I thought. And then all of a sudden I see all the ruckus, all the mess, all the anger, all the hatred. And it just makes me wonder, in 2026, where do we stand? So are we better? Are we okay with a man making a statement about another man like he did with Shaquille O'Neal? Or are we okay with a young lady giving support to a coach who absolutely needed it? Talking as that man was down, he was feeling himself. He was blaming himself about that 4th and 2. And all she did was says, you're going to be okay. I love that. I support that. And there's no way in the world in this forum, I would ever look at it and say, no, I'm not going to support that. I'm going to always support positivity, caring, compassion, and understanding. And if that's something you're not okay with, that's fine. We don't always have to agree. That's okay. And if you don't always agree with somebody, it's not the end of the world. It is really not the end of the world. So I want to make sure I share that how I was feeling. I'm gonna put it to bed after the day. I'm not having a conversation about it anymore because it's gone now. It's gone to the next step, and we're moving on. But with that said, think about that as this evening goes on and tomorrow, and we're going to the national title game next week. I'm gonna hit on that little few things there as well too. But think about where you stand with things that are said that you wouldn't say or that would go against your character. And then what will you allow as a human being? Would you allow those things being said? What makes you smile a little bit more? Somebody encouraging you or somebody trying to be negative towards you? I'll let you make that decision. That's your call. I'm not going to make that call. So putting it to bed, and I'm done with it. Next up, Indiana versus the University of Miami. There's been a whole lot of vitriol about that one too. Man, you talking about a doormat of a university football program is the losingest program in the country. No national titles, no Rose Bowl wins, just playing hard and seeing what happens, expecting a 4 to 6 win season every year, and that's where they were at until the great Curt Cignetti came on campus into Assembly Hall, stood at mid-court, said these words: Purdue sucks, Ohio State sucks, and Michigan sucks. I'm here to win, and I'm a winner wherever I go. And if you don't believe I'm a winner, Google me. He said those words. I laughed. My boy Tyrone laughed. All my Hoosier friends laughed. He just one of the many lines of coaches that came to Bloomington, Indiana, that are going to fail. Terry Hebner, Bill Mallory, all those guys before him. And all he's done in 2 years is turn around a dormant program, bringing immediate respect, doing exactly what he said he's going to do week in, week out, year in, year out. 2 years only. Got you. 2 years. I got you. It's not 20 years, not 30 years, but 2 years in this climate. And all he's done is do everything that he said he was going to do. I got to respect that. He's a little cocky for me. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like the cocky stuff unless you're getting it done. And he's got it done. Last year, he lost to Notre Dame in the playoffs. This year, he's 15-0. Kicked the snot out of Oregon twice. Kicked the snot out of Alabama. Kicked the snot out of Ohio State. Won in the last second against Penn State on a late touchdown. Won again a tight game against Iowa. And all he's done is do everything he said he was going to do. Now you've got those bitter people whose team hasn't won anything. Now they're starting to fish and look for things. Oh, there's no way he could be doing this organically. There's something going on. There's got to be something going on. There's no way that Curt Cignetti, a guy who no one's ever heard of, can be this successful. So all of a sudden, I heard there are allegations, and I've got my little prompt pulled up here. Allegations against the Indiana University football team that they're cheating. The speculation gained traction after kicking the snot out of my boys, Alabama, and the second win and beating Oregon in the playoffs. They said there's something going on there. There's some type of VEO pixelate automated camera system that Indiana has access to. Now, mind you, they're the 47th richest university of the Power Five. But they've got access to VEO pixelate software that's going to allow them to look at practices without being there. It's going to be the eye in the sky. It came out on X. They say, oh, this got to be what it is. There's no way they could be winning this way. They're watching the practices. They're watching the players. All these things. So my question is this. If they're watching these players and watching the practices, why aren't they beating everybody by 60? Did they not watch the Iowa practices? Did they not watch the Penn State practices? Or was this just something that they just did for the teams that were really great? The lineage of Alabama, the lineage of Oregon, the lineage of the great, masterful Ohio State University, as we were told, the Buckeye Invitational. Kicked the snot out of them. But yet and still, we're still talking about there's got to be some way that this is happening that is giving Indiana an unfair advantage. An unfair advantage. There's been no validated reports of what's going on from a cheating scandal. This isn't Michigan a couple years ago. This isn't pictures of an assistant with dark glasses looking like Columbo on the sideline. There's none of that. And in today's climate, with all the technology, today's Wednesday. The game was Friday. We got that was 5 days ago. I guarantee you there would have been something that have come out and said, here's the smoking gun. There is no smoking gun. Coach Signetti, the players have strongly denied the accusation. Matter of fact, linebacker Aiden Fisher said, this is ridiculous. We're out there balling. We're doing our best, and our coach has us the best prepared in the country. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the secret sauce. So let's go back in Kurt Signetti's history. He's a coach's son. Matter of fact, his coach was his dad. His dad has a stadium named after him, Indiana, Pennsylvania University. Stadium named after him. This man comes from great thread. Then on top of that, then he mows around in the smaller schools. Then he gets over there with the greatest of all time, Nick Saban. 4 years in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I had no damn idea who he was. None. No shame. I just didn't. Learn from the best at where we are now. And goes and takes that information and takes it to Indiana, Pennsylvania University. Then goes to James Madison, hones that craft, a little bit better talent, and says, I'm ready. I'm a 60-year-old man. I'm finally ready. Sometimes it doesn't work overnight. Leaves James Madison after 2 years, goes to Indiana University. Remember, the doormat of the Big Ten, the laughing stock of the country. Greatest season Indiana ever had, 1967. Rose Bowl appearance against the greatest running back in NFL history, O.J. Simpson. They lost. That's their best season. Now, all of a sudden, we fast forward from 67 to 2024. Here he comes. All he says, I'm going to win. And you can Google me to find out. And that's what he's done. So unless you have some facts over feelings with regard to Kurt Signetti and the Indiana Hoosiers cheating, go pound sand. It ain't happening. Not on this watch, not on tomorrow's watch, and not on next week's watch. Now, if they come out and say, yep, we cheated, okay, fine. I'll get on this show, on this platform, say I was wrong. I'll apologize. And I won't ever back that type of behavior ever. Flip side of it is this. How much time are you going to give Kurt Signetti before you apologize about bringing something up that's not true, all because of sour grapes, all because of how you feel about what he's doing and how he's doing it? Blowing teams out, not apologizing, and won't apologize. And I don't blame him for not apologizing. I wouldn't. Why would you do that? There's no need. Do your thing, Kurt Signetti. Don't apologize about beating the snot out of teams, because for the last 50 years, teams have gone into Bloomington, beat them up so bad, you got 3,000-4,000 fans in the stands. Fans weren't going to the games. IU was an afterthought as a football program. And now, 15 wins later this season, they've got an opportunity for something that's unprecedented. And that is a Division I, Power 5, university, the only one in the modern era, with an undefeated basketball champion and an undefeated football champion. Not the same year, but modern era. If they can pull this off on Monday the 19th, that'll be a huge accomplishment for a university that was an afterthought, huge accomplishment for a coach who was an afterthought. I got my people in Alabama down calling me saying, why did we miss on Kurt Signetti? Why do we have to have Kalen DeBoer? Everybody missed on Kurt Signetti. It wasn't just Alabama, it was everybody. Kurt was there to be had. Nobody wanted him. You know why? There's a lot of reasons why. One of them is he was a 60-year-old coach. They want the young, upcoming guy who can relate to our players of today. Indiana struck gold. You mad? Stay mad. That's how you just got to get over that. Or you don't have to get over it. Bama fans, y'all mad and bitter too. And I'm a Bama fan. I'm disappointed in the anger and outrage and the dislike that fans have shown for this coach who all he's done is win. Players, all he done is play hard. And we're sitting there making excuses as to why they're winning. There's some white lines on this green grass thing, right? And every 5 yards, that's this really strong line, right? And there's these dotted lines for every yard. Maybe Kurt Signetti has a secret sauce. Maybe Kurt Signetti has the understanding of what it takes. So instead of being bitter and mad, was that saying, don't be mad at me, get like me? So have your coach be confident. Have your coach study, and be prepared for his players. And ensure that he has his players prepared, as opposed to looking for reasons why they're winning. Look on the field. They got the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, who's an absolute, based off of everything I've seen, is an outstanding human being. Loves his mother. And I know that we talked about the Heisman Trophy award ceremony when it was, contrived and it was scripted. Like I said a few weeks ago, I would love to be scripted, having my mom sit here and look at this video and say, that's my son. And I remember when he was a little kid, all he did was talk about sports. And now look, now he's on some damn recording talking about sports. I would love for her to be here and watch that, but she's not. So I'm not going to, dismiss Mr. Mendoza for speaking about his mom. The camera's panned to her a lot. It's his mother. I support that 100%. So enough of the cheating scandal. Unless you've got facts over feelings, keep it to yourself. I'm not entertaining it. I'm not responding to it. It's a nothing burger. Or as I said to Isaiah the other day, it's a gnat on a dog's ass. So you can keep your feelings. I'll keep the facts. And as I said, if you come to me with facts and proof that Indiana owns that they cheated and they pull the video out of the eye of the sky and watch Ohio State and Oregon and Indiana, which is the only reason why they won, I'll get on this platform and I'll apologize. But here's the question for you. Those of you all that have said all these things about Indiana cheating and all these things, will you get on this platform and apologize to me? As a welcome and open invitation to any and everybody to come on this platform, if it's Cots Corner, if it's our live show, or if it's our Sunday show, if it's an in-between show. Come on here and apologize like I'd be willing to if, in fact, I'm wrong. If I'm not wrong, I'm not apologizing. If you're wrong, will you apologize? That's the question. I'm not going to call you out on this show, but you know who you are. I'm going to message you. I'm going to ping you. Let's get on the show and talk about it. Remember, this show is called Facts Over Feelings. You can have your feelings all day long. I feel like, I don't want to go outside. The facts are I'm not going outside because it's cold. So keep that in mind, folks, when you want to talk about these things that are going on and blaming and finding a reason. I'm not done with the Indiana thing yet, though. There's another thing that came up and people are talking about. And I had my guy, I won't say his name, but he's down in Arkansas and he's a LSU fan and he's a New Orleans Saints fan. And he loves throwing it in at me at the last minute. And he hit me the other day about Jalen Hurts. I told you he's a bum and all those things. I'm not going to say your name. Your initials are AW, though, and you know who you are. The talk is Indiana has this old team. No wonder they're winning. They've got 25-year-old players, and there's no chance that anybody can win against a team with a group of 25-year-old players. Before I get into the facts, if you can tell me in August or September, when you brought up the fact Indiana has the oldest, it ain't the fact, by the way, the oldest team in college football, they got guys that are 25, 26, 27. That's why they're winning. These old guys are beating these young guys. Don't worry about the fact that there are no 5 and 4-star players on Indiana's team. They got 1, 2, and 3, a couple of 3-stars and a bunch of no stars. But at least they're 25, right? I'm told that's the reason why they're winning. That's the reason why they beat Alabama, along with cheating, right? That's the reason why they beat Oregon, along with cheating. That's the reason why they beat Ohio State. Because they're old and they're cheaters. Like, man, that's got to be tough for a team full of 2 and 3-star players. And also some 1 and no stars as well, to be able to beat the great Ohio State University. No, let me rewind. Go out to Oregon, beat the snot out of Oregon Ducks. They've been building talent for years. Dan Lanning, this isn't his first year. He's been building talent with 4 and 5 stars. Matter of fact, in this recruiting process right now, he's got 7 5-stars signed to Oregon. He's averaging between 3 and 6 every year. Then he's got about 9 to 12 4-stars every year. But yet, goes out to Oregon, beats the snot out of them, 30-20. Wasn't that close? The quarterback, the same dude who says, I'm going to stay here in school because I ain't ready yet, said, they had me confused. I had no idea what I was looking at. I was seeing ghosts. That's what he said after game 1. Then we flip. Then they take care of Ohio State downtown at Lucas Oil Stadium. The great Ohio State. Remember Ohio State, Buckeye Invitation? That Ohio State. Okay, got it. Then they turn around and they beat the big, bad Bama. On a down year. They didn't have the type of year they wanted. But they beat Bama. And everybody's still clowning me. Oh, they beat Bama. Yeah, you're right. They beat Bama. There you go. They beat Bama. Then they turn around, come back, beat the snot out of Oregon again. Didn't let up. And the only reason why they won because they got all those old players. And they cheated. And I said, wow, I got to do some digging here. And I said, I got a show called Facts Over Feelings. There's no way I'm going to not do my due diligence. I looked at about 3 different locations because I wanted to make sure the information was as accurate as I could get. I said, wow, man, this is crazy. I said, people are telling me that there's no way Indiana is even close to the other teams from an age perspective. What the hell's going on here? What is Kurt Signetti doing? Is he going to the CYA and the YMCA and getting guys? Remember, these are 1, 2, and 3-star players who aren't very good. No one else won them. So it sounds to me like he took the scrap heap, fixed it up, gave it a car wash, put some Armor All on the tires, put some pipes on it and everything, put some nice little, lightning bolt stripes on the side of the vehicle, prettied it up really nice. So like the movie Grease back in the day. I'm dating myself, but if you saw the movie Grease, you can understand the dynamic here. And he said, let's go out and see what happens. So what he did, he went out and saw what happens. And what's happened is Indiana's a pretty damn good team, a dominant team. Have dominated on the offensive and defensive line everybody they played except for Penn State and except for Iowa. They dominated Ohio State. Yeah, it was a closer point game. Physically dominated. Oregon twice, Alabama, domination. Nothing close. So I said, okay, fine. Fair enough. They're an older team. That's what it is. So then I got this data. Now I'm looking at my data here. Indiana, their starters, because Indiana plays about 17 players. About 17 players. There's a guys that maybe get 5 or 6 plays, but it's about core guys 17, but you got starters 11 on each side. That's what I'm talking about, 11 on each side. 11 on each side, 17 players. So, in that neighborhood. Okay. Indiana. Average years from high school in Indiana, 3.95 years for their starters, for an average age of 21 years, 21.95 years, almost 22 years old. 4-year guys, maybe they're smart enough to stay in school because NFL will chew you up and spit you out. But I'll get to that in a minute. 3.95 years out of high school, 21.95 years old. So basically, just under 22 years old. Hey, who are they playing this coming week? Oh, Miami. The U. Miami. Check this out. Miami starters, average age from high school, 4.18 years, and their average age is 22.18 years old. So Miami's starting 11 on both sides, which is 22 players. I said 17 because I'm thinking additional players, guys that come in to spell guys, right? You rotation, your defensive line, that type of thing. Running backs. Miami, 4.18 years from high school. 22.18 years of age. So just so y'all know, Miami is an older team than Indiana. You can go play tag all you want. I checked 3 sources, not 1, 3. Miami is an older team than the Indiana Hoosiers. And yeah, understand this. College football teams have 100 players, and we know about 75 of them ain't playing. So from that perspective, and the fact perspective, guys on the field making a difference, Miami's an older team. Facts over feelings. You feel like Indiana's older because you're putting the statistics in for all 100 guys. We know all them guys ain't playing anyway. I said 75. Okay, give you some benefit. Maybe 70. 70 aren't playing. That leaves 30. And at that 30, Indiana, with their starting lineup, is younger than Miami. Get on the line. Let's talk about it. You want to chime me up? That's fine. By all means, have at it. Facts over feelings. So you can keep that age thing to yourself. Have at it. Have fun with it. It's just doing your due diligence, not feeling like this is wrong because your team stinks. Your SE teams stink. Your Big Ten teams stink. Your ACC teams stink compared to the Hoosiers. That includes my Alabama Crimson Tide. Everybody stinks compared to the Indiana Hoosiers and the Miami Hurricanes right now. 2 best teams in the country, both deserve to be there. Just understand, though, Miami has an older starting lineup than Indiana does. And oh, by the way, I know no one talks about this. You know that quarterback from Miami, Carson Beck? This is year 7. Year 7. Carson Beck came out the same time Bryce Young did. So pump your brakes. I like Carson Beck. Hell, I even like Miami. I like what they're doing. I like their line on the offensive side and the defensive side. I like both sides. I think they're going to be a formidable opponent, and I do not believe it's going to be a blowout. I'm one of the few people that believe that. Hell, I could be wrong. I got a little money on DraftKings on doing a few different things. Me and my guy Brandon from Crossroads Sports have some things going on. But with that said, I absolutely think it's going to be a closer game than many think. The point spread is 8.5 right now. It's a big number. Big number. It should be a big number. Indiana's boat raced everybody they played in the last 7 games. Give the credit where the credit is due. But understand this. I'm not entertaining no more ageism, no more cheatism. unless you can bring to the storehouse some facts. If you're bringing up feelings and I just feel like it because my team is terrible and they've done nothing and all that stuff. I talked all this mess about how my team was going to dominate. Come on the show and talk to me. Ping me on the side. Let's talk. We can set something up. It's a quick setup. We have a 5-10 minute call, but we're going to do it publicly, though. We ain't doing it privately. If I'm going to apologize publicly, you're going to apologize publicly. If you don't want that smoke, fine, stay to it. But understand, if you reach out to me, I'm going to come at you. I'm going to come see you. I don't troll. I just talk facts over feelings. No more trolling. I'm not my buddy Reggie Sykes. I don't troll anymore. But that's okay. The other thing I want to talk about, and the last thing I want to talk about, is the 16-team playoff that is really ramping up. I did some work on that as well, too. So there's a lot of talk about what is and what isn't. We all know, and as I've shared on this show, that January 23 is D-Day. January 23 is the day where the decisions are going to be made. Are we going to stay at 12 or are we going to go to 16? I got some data from a friend of mine down south. You know who you are. Good looking out. So here's some data points for the proposals and the sticking points. And I'll go from, conference to conference. The Big Ten and their commission, I think it's Pettit or something like that. He's asking for a 16-team setup for 2 to 3 years to transition to 24 teams with mostly at-large spots, to reset conference title game structures as well, too. The Big Ten team wants a commitment of 24 teams, while the SEC prefers a 16 team to stay at 16 teams longer, and that's created a standoff. I'm going to repeat what I just said. Big Ten, after 2 to 3 years, wants a 24-team playoff. Isaiah, you hear that? You were whining about 12? Yeah, I got this from a good source. SEC is asking for 16, but bigger piece of at large. But here's the rub. Stanky and the SEC are asking for a 16-team playoff with 5 automatic qualifiers. Power four champs, that's 4, and the top G, group of 5, whatever they call them, the group of the Tulanes of the world. 4 from the Big 4, Big 12, ACC, SEC, and Big 18, along with a Tulane-ish group of team. And then 11 at-large bids. 11 at-large. That means any conference. Big Ten is saying 16 teams, 2 to 3 years, transition to 24, and what we want are mostly all at large. We want all at large. So if you give us 24, the Big Ten, here's the surmise of it. Big Ten is saying, yeah, well, I know a lot of people have been saying we're the best, but what you're asking for doesn't sound like it's coming from the best. I'm just facts over feelings. Big Ten wants 24, which would almost automatically put them at about that 4 or 5 number, right? Then the SEC is asking for 16. Remember, that's the conference that we're saying is over with. I really don't give a damn about the SEC. I care about Alabama. That's only it. You can tease me, taunt me all you want. SEC sucks. Okay. That's how you feel. Good enough. So with that said, we're talking 16 teams. We've got that for the next 2 to 3 years. The rub is after year 3, do we go to 24? Greg Sankey and Mr. Petiti, whatever his name is, are going to have to get in the room because just so you know, the ACC and Big 12, you ain't at the table. Sit in the little kids' room. You know that little table, the barbecue you have for that little plastic table with the 4 chairs. That's where the ACC and the Big 12 are. You know that big table with the nice chairs with the silverware, not the plasticware, and the real glasses, not the plastic cups. The Big 18 and the SEC are sitting there. So that's going to be the rub. What do we do? Who blinks first? they need and they want, and I said they, not me, they need and they want 16 teams at a minimum. The Big 18 wants it, and the SEC wants it. The rub is, after year 3, do we go to 24? What's the benefit for going to 24? Ask yourself that question. It's a great question to ask. 24, think about this. That means more than likely, you're talking 5 or 6 teams from each of those 2 big conferences. SEC and the Big 18. Whoever you think is the best. I don't care who you think is the best. I was saying they wanted 4 each out of 16. Then they give 8 beyond. No, they want more than that. Both conferences want more. So you follow the money. The money says we're going for more. We can feel how we want. Oh, I don't like it. I think 12 is enough. Okay. You ain't got Greg Sankey money. You ain't got Mr. Petit's money. You're not the commissioner of the Big 18 or the SEC. Stand down. You're in the Ivy League. Sit at the little kids' table. Didn't your mother tell you don't talk when grown folks are talking? Remember as we were kids, you grown-ups are talking and you walk in the room and they shoo you out of there real quick? That's what this is like. The Big 18 and the SEC is saying, go over there, go play. We'll let you know when the dinner time is ready. So when Sankey are going to get in that room this weekend, it's going to be this weekend because the time is coming on Friday, the 23rd. But they got to get some parameters in place. So this weekend, someone's going to be at the Grand Victoria Hotel somewhere in probably New York City somewhere or out in California, hashing it out. If they come to an agreement, if Greg Sankey gives a little bit, Mr. Petit gives a little bit, it's going to be had. Now, if their egos do not allow them, either of them, to work it out, we're going to be at 12 next year. And I can live with that. I can live with 12 this year, this coming year, next year, the year after, and the year after. Because this has been the best playoffs I've seen in college football history. I've been more excited about this year than ever. And I said to my guys, Brandon and JB, best college football season ever. Someone said to me, oh, wait a minute. But Bama didn't win. It's still the best. I said, college football season. That's what it is. And if we've got this, we're all winning because we got teams in play. We got controversy. We got feelings. We got all those things. We're all winning. If we've got 12 teams and there's talk like this and people, speaking and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to age and all that things from an IU and Miami and then cheating and not cheating, that's feelings. And everybody's talking. Novices are talking. I'm a novice too. Never played college football a day in my life. Never coached college football a day in my life. I'm a novice. It's kind of fun talking about it. At the end of the day, Greg Sankey and Mr. Petit get in that room and get it hashed out. You're going to have 16 teams this coming season. And I don't know about that rub for the 24. People complain about 12. Can you imagine 24? Guess who's going to be mad? Team 25. Well, we beat one of the teams in the top 24. Why can't we be in? Typical. It's glutton. Like I told Isaiah, you always want more. I think this is wrong. I think it's unfair. Okay. But what I know is people are talking and they want more. And that's what matters. People want more. And as long as people want more and the money counts, as long as the Big 18 and the SEC are the kings that rule the roost, you're going to do what they say. You be mad at ACC. Oh, I can't believe this. Notre Dame. Oh, I can't believe this. Notre Dame, you ain't at the table either. You don't count. You ain't in the conference. You sit at the little kids table too. Yeah, there's ACC. There's the Big 12. There's Notre Dame. And then there's whoever the hell else you want to put right there. They're sitting at the little kids' table, eating out of a paper plates, plastic spoons, and paper cups. Yeah. Solo cups, by the way, with your name written on them. Because you know how kids are, they forget and all that stuff like that. They drink out of other people's cup. I always did that when I was a younger parent. Every kid in the house had their name on their cup. So Big 12 has their name on the cup. ACC has their name on the cup. Notre Dame has their name on the cup. Pick whoever you want to be number 4. But it won't be the Big 18 and the SEC. They rule the roost. And whatever matters what they want, that's what's going to happen. You can be mad all you want. That's what's going to happen. Covered a lot of stuff. A lot of outrage. Like I said, I'm going hard. You can talk about all these things you want. Age of Indiana, cheating of Indiana, conversation with the coach from Jacksonville Jaguars and how humble he looked. Liam Cole, what his name is? Not Liam Cole, I'm sorry. Liam, I forget his last name. Looked so appreciative of that young lady saying, keep your head up. Imagine if you walking down the street or you're somewhere, you're not feeling so good, and someone says, just keep your head up, Cot. It's going to be all right. I've had those moments. I've had a lot of those moments. Losing your parents, seeing, grandbabies raised, all those things. You got that feeling. You have those moments where you're like, man, this ain't going to work. Keep your head up, Cot. You're going to be all right. So keep your head up, whoever you are. You got something you're going through, hey, you're not alone. Keep your head up. Keep on fighting. One thing I used to say all the time, keep fighting. No matter what the score is, keep fighting. Last thing I want to hit on. There's a lot of talk about the young man, Dante Moore, being this exceptional player, and he's going to be dominant and all these things. I got a feeling, this is just my feeling. I got a feeling that after the second game against the Indiana University Hoosiers, Hoosiers, yeah, them. Dante Moore said, I ain't ready. I'm seeing ghosts. I can't take this. I'm going to come on back because he's a redshirt sophomore. I'm going to come on back to Oregon. I'm going to stay one more year. He said it in an interview. I didn't say it. He said it. I'm not ready. I can learn more. I can be better. Your 2 losses maybe opened your eyes up. And that's, you know what? I commend Dante Moore. I bet you he's got great family. I bet he's got great support. And I bet he's very smart. Smart enough to know I ain't ready yet. Kudos to him. But take a look at this. Dylan Raiola, who left Nebraska and committed to Oregon, is going to be his backup. You remember Dylan Raiola? You know who he is. Number 15 for Nebraska. Had committed to Georgia, changed his mind, went to Nebraska because he got family that went there. And he's a copycat after. I don't want to say his name because he's not in the playoffs and people get all mad at me on it. Dylan Raiola is going to be a backup this year at Oregon, unless he changes his mind and didn't sign the NIL deal at Oregon just yet. If he didn't sign the deal, look for Dylan Raiola to leave. Well, not leave because he didn't get to Oregon yet, to not go to Oregon and go elsewhere. Dylan Raiola. It will be his 4th team. If he leaves, it'll be his 4th school. Georgia, Nebraska, Oregon, and whoever's next. Talk is it maybe Tennessee? Let's talk about that. Maybe so, maybe not. Some of y'all may not know who Dylan Raiola is. Maybe I'm going a little bit too far. Hell of a quarterback. Made a decision he was going to be at Oregon. And now it doesn't look like he's going to be at Oregon. Or if he is going to be at Oregon, he's going to be on the bench. So D-Cot has covered a lot of real estate today. A lot of outrage, a lot of facts, not as many feelings. Still was a little bit in there, but not many. But just understand this. As we continue to move forward and look at things and be encouraging and encouraging each other, the show is going to continue. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to have good content and good conversation. Those of y'all that have been on me about Alabama getting beat and it's over for the SEC, it's over for Alabama, and Indiana's a 30-year-old average team and they've been cheating. Y'all been pinging me and putting me in chat groups and all that stuff. Holler at me. Come on the show. See, there's no pain here. No one's going to hear to hurt you. It's just me and you talking. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. I'll bring you on the show. I'll apologize to you. However, if you're wrong, I'm gonna give you a deadline where you got to bring these facts to me, right? You can't be everlasting. So I'm gonna tell you by the 5th of February, if you can't have me proof that Indiana's cheating and that Indiana had an unfair advantage because of ageism, and I just showed you that Miami's an older team. Come on the show, and we can talk. I got my music going a little bit. I'm winding down. It's getting a little later in the evening. It's cold outside. As my temperature gauge on my laptop is at 26 degrees. Oh man, it's a little nippy outside. I appreciate y'all for viewing. Appreciate y'all for watching. It's been a great show. It's been a great Cots Corner. Appreciate the support of everybody's giving. People are pinging me on the side saying, keep doing what you're doing. I don't know if I'm doing it good or bad or indifferent, but keep on going. Appreciate the love, and one of the things that's important is my guy, Eli. Eli in the house. Eli, you're always there for me, man. That's what I'm talking about. Eli, yeah, I'm heated tonight. I'm fired up, but that's okay. We're going to keep on fighting, and we're going to keep on loving life, right? Hey, I do respect Notre Dame. They had a whole great Thanksgiving dinner. But at the end of the day, they said, no worries, I don't want to play. I want to watch. So, covered a lot of things today. Please give me your feedback. We got great sponsors. Matt Gaddis, Bigsies, Wire to the Nine. I'm telling you, we cover everything. We got insurance, life insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance. Oh, you want to go out and watch the Indiana game here in Indianapolis, 7802 Brookville Road on the east side? Oh, Bigsy's going to have drink specials, food specials, all those things. Matter of fact, I'm going to be posting that, I think tomorrow or either Friday. Absolutely. Wire to the Nines. Need those cameras. A lot of people out there nowadays watching. Get your wiring done. Cameras, need that? Wire to the Nines. They got you. Tell them Cots sent you. You might get a little extra juice out of it. Then again, maybe you won't. They may say that's okay. But again, our sponsors have come alongside us in all seriousness and have supported us, and we've done a lot of good things, putting ourselves in position to bring facts, bring content. We've got some guests coming on. This is the new year. In the next couple of weeks, we got some really nice people going to be coming on board with us, talking sports, talking football, talking basketball, talking life. And just as a note, I'm going to be reaching back out to my guy, Mark Monteith. We did a chapter 1. We talked about the Pacers, history from the 60s. We talked about Indiana. We talked about Purdue. We talked about the Malice in the Palace. Mark Monteith, if you're watching, part 2 is coming up. I'll be pinging you there sooner rather than later. This is going to probably be a 3-part, maybe 4-part series with me and the great Mark Monteith, an absolute thesaurus when it comes to Indiana sports. If you're talking Indiana University basketball, football, Purdue basketball, Indiana Pacers basketball, he's got knowledge that you only wish you had. And again, I can consider myself a confidant of his, and I really appreciate his support and him reaching out to me as well. So Mark Monteith, you'll be hearing from me sooner rather than later. But again, this is going to be it for your boy D Cott. I've been on for 53 minutes. I was thinking 30 minutes. But again, it's been good. To Eli's point, I had to bring it tonight. No more Indiana hate, no more ageism, no more knocking people for encouraging people. Talk the facts about the playoffs, not how you feel. We talked about now it's 24 teams potentially. You got to be in the know. If you know some people, you know some people. But again, that's it from your boy D Cott, coming from the east side of Indianapolis. JB, my internet didn't go down at all, man. Call me Mr. Wi-Fi. But again, appreciate you all for watching. Take care of yourselves. Be blessed. Have a great rest of the week. Stay warm if you're in Indiana. If you're in Florida, I might be seeing you sometime sooner rather than later. Be safe, everyone. Take care.